Welcome, everybody. It is me. It is the Cyber Warrior. This is CyberWarriorStudios presents Security Happy Hour. And as always, we are here live and here to give you a ton of information. So today's episode is going to be great. We have a bunch of information to give out to you. And as always, it's going to be a pleasure. All right. You just got to comment and chime in and give your opinions and questions and all this other fun stuff. But before we get into it, let's roll credit. And welcome back. And as always, like I said, it is me, the Cyber Warrior. And with me, as always, I have my friend, my partner in crime, my brother, the Cyber Papa, or as we have here, El Señor Jefe de Seguridad. So, Eric, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? And how are you guys doing out there? I want you guys to say hello on the chat here and tell me, how's your Friday going, everybody? Cyber Warrior, very excited to be here today, and we've got so much to talk about today. So great having Lauren here. So let's get started.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, great episode planned. We have Lauren Baker here from PlexTrack. Met her a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago. It's been a little while. She's been kind enough to share, comment, and hop in on a lot of the discussions we've had within LinkedIn and things of that nature. And her choice of topic today was cybersecurity playlists. And there's a reason for that. And it's all about learning. But Lauren, what is your reasoning for discussing cybersecurity playlists?
Well, yeah. First, thanks for having me. And it's so lovely to be here. And it's so lovely to meet you and see your face in person. I have been following your content for quite some time because, you reached out. I felt like you reached out to me directly one day. You said, you made a comment, that if there's somebody on your mind, pick up the phone that you're thinking about, just pick up the phone and call them and reach out to them. And you never know if you haven't heard from somebody in a really long time, maybe they need to hear from you. And I swear that day I was like, you know what, there is someone, and I gave them a call, and it was an awesome conversation, one that was way long overdue. And, I met you because I was looking on Sales Navigator, trying to find pen testers to sell PlexTrack to. And, and like you turned around, we never met. You turned around and gave me a priceless gift. So from that day forward, I said to myself, Cyber Warrior, you're a cool dude and you're a friend of mine. So I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a pleasure having you here because
he's cool dude. No.
And we look at things, and the more we talked and the more we got to know each other, and it came up about that you wanted to do more with cybersecurity. You wanted to kind of dig in more, not just be in sales, and kind of learn more of all aspects of it. And which is awesome, because I think even in sales, right, even for what you do, understanding not just the software or the product you're selling, but the actual architecture and what it's doing and how it's operating and all these different things plays a pivotal role. Because when you're dealing in sales, you kind of do better if you can speak on what is happening versus just, hey, this is a product and it does this, and go talk to somebody else now. Like it doesn't go so well. And we've had other salespeople on here. Carolina has been amazing in what she does with Cisco. So, but she understands, again, like we talked about, the product and the technology and the security and just everything in that. So your willingness and your ability to learn kind of sparked my interest, because it's not something that people usually outright say when they're in sales. Normally it's, oh, I'm a salesperson, I'm going to sell you this, and I'm going to go about my merry way. Or I can't sell you this. Okay, I never want to talk to you again. But your ability to just kind of reach out, and me and you have had several long discussions, some of them, midday, some later on, of just, hey, I'm looking at this. Do you have any advice type of deal? And it's been great. So with that, like I said, you've commented on quite a few of my posts. You've kind of shared them and things like that. So you talked about playlists and how you're learning cybersecurity and kind of the ways to go about doing things. What was your deciding factor to really have a certain playlist of creators or podcasts or whatever that you listen to kind of create this cybersecurity playlist for yourself?
Well, so it's a story in a few parts, but to give you the most direct answer to that question possible, I will say that on my very first week of training with PlexTrack, there was a Wild West hacking fest, and I was my third day in the job. I didn't know anything about cybersecurity yet, and I really thought it was going to be like the Matrix, and everyone was going to be serious and gray and sorrowful all the time. And I went to the Wild West hacking fest, and I was like, man, this is a really lively, creative community. There's a bunch of like wild childs here, and they are so exciting. And they're talking about, bug bounties and what is this penetration testing and like vuln scanning. And it all tabletop exercises. It sounded like, just very dramatic, and there was so much material there to work with and to spark the imagination. And one of the speakers who I saw that day was Meryl Vernon. And
I love her. I love Meryl.
And I was just a blank slate, and it was my third day in cybersecurity, and I heard her talk about purple teaming, and then later on that same day we saw a talk with Kat Self, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really want to learn this. I really want to learn how to talk to these people and understand what they're saying. And it was just all completely foreign to me. So that was really what got me started to tuning into the webinars and digging into the content. And, and it did occur to me that, okay, I don't think that the BDRs of the world is who they're putting this content out there for, but I was just soaking it up. I was just soaking it up. I was watching as much as I could, trying to learn how to form sentences around cybersecurity topics, because it was just all a brand new language to me. And then, I didn't feel like I was progressing. There were still a lot of concepts around the use cases of PlexTrack that were not clicking. And I was getting close to the end of my training time where they were going to put me, turn me loose out there to sink or swim. And I just realized all of this is very stimulating. It's very interesting. And I think it makes sense. But then when I turn around and go to try to talk about it, I get tongue tied and I can't. So I just started like building myself this glossary, and I did a brainstorm from A to Z. And I was like, I'm just going to fill this out with a bunch of new words that I have learned from cybersecurity. And I'm going to just try to journal about each one and write about it. And so I did that, starting with A. My very first word was attack surface.
Words.
My very first word was attack surface. Honestly, 6 months ago, I had never heard that word before. But now I can use it in a sentence. And so anyways, I started doing that, and I started journaling about them, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to share this on LinkedIn, and I'm going to post a word every single day. And as I was going through that journaling project, I started coming up with little songs along the way that this word would make me think of. And that song helped me to learn the meaning of that word and like really internalize
What song would make you think of attack surface?
Okay, so the first
Curious now too.
Yeah.
The first time a song came to me, attack surface, I didn't come to a song immediately on A, but by the time I got to Wednesday, a song came to me. Because on W. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get my dictionary out. Okay. Exploit Wednesday. When I got to Exploit Wednesday, I started thinking of a song and I was like, this song just makes sense. Okay, so really quick, back up. The day before E, Exploit Wednesday. No. Breaches. No. Patches. Okay, I forget it. I had just learned about Patch Tuesday. That was a new thing for me. And then so I was going through my project and I did a write-up on Patch Tuesday. And it was funny and it was about tacos and whatever. And then the next day I did Exploit Wednesday. And that was my word of the day. And to me, it just made me think of this song by Lisa Loeb called Waiting for Wednesday.
Okay.
So
you don't ever want to wait for Wednesday. You need to patch on Tuesday.
Patch on Tuesday.
No, the hackers wait for Wednesday. The hackers wait for Wednesday because all the patches go in on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, all the new 0 days come out. They wait for Wednesday.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, are you familiar with that song "Waiting for Wednesday" by Lisa Loeb?
I am not. I am not a music buff or anything. I know Hotel California and Simple Man and
here's one
classic rock.
You know, you got Patches, you got Peaches, right? Millions of patches for you.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it because now you're going to get that. No.
Exactly. That's exactly the way my brain works. So yeah, as I was going through my cyber dictionary and building my vocabulary, I was totally singing along to it. And my song for patches goes like this. It goes, it's Patch and Taco Tuesday, and Patch and Taco Tuesday. So it's kind of like,
hold on.
It's kind of
that deserves a clap. There you go.
Thanks. But millions of patches. That's right up. Yeah. That's my genre.
So you've come up with these songs to kind of remember the dictionary that you were building, which is, so you just said like 6 months ago, you wouldn't have known any of these words, which is one of the reasons, as we discussed, why I wanted you here is because you're newer to learning the industry. And so it's about finding different ways to learn topics that you may not know about. Now, beyond the theoretical, the terminology, have you found certain ways to learn more hands-on aspects of it as well? Not just the, hey, I can speak to it, but I can do some of these little things, right? I can, I don't know, use Linux or scan something or run a different operating system. Have you found ways to do that in your journey that maybe don't require music?
No, not necessarily. To be honest, you know, the technical side it intrigues me. I would love to see my nephews take that route.
Yeah.
You know, for me, what I want to learn to be really great at is, you know, being a sourcer and, you know, being a matchmaker and getting to the root of the issues of the people who PlexTrack was born to serve and finding those people and, you know, matching them with the right solutions. And that's my only that's my only job. It is not my job to, try and sell you PlexTrack. My job is to canvas and find the people who need PlexTrack and connect them with PlexTrack. So if I have to, dive to the bottom of the ocean and turn over rocks to do that, I've done that before. If I have to play a little bit of hide and seek, I like that game. That's fun for me. I see the the crisis that we have with the cybersecurity and the wars and the ransomware. I see it as a crisis that is more than just we need better offense and we need better defense. Yeah, we need better education. We need economic solution. There's people in Nigeria who have nothing better to do with their life because that's the only career path that's available to them. I look at the field of cybersecurity, and my role in it is as an agent to help connect people with solutions. And
See,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what I love about it, because you're not looking to take a new job or move on or do anything like that. You're looking to enable your current career path and make it better for you to be able to find organizations or people that actually need the product that you sell. But you can only do that by understanding not only what the product is, but what it does and how it operates. And you have to understand cybersecurity. I know I've actually demoed it recently, so I know how it works. And so, it's very difficult to find those organizations if you don't understand what it does or how it operates or what the terminology is, or, hey, we can offer this without you reading from a script.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people hate, is when you're reading from a script.
Yeah.
So understanding that it's more about the relationship and understanding what you're doing and what you're selling and who you are and what it is makes it a lot better, and it makes it easier for you to reach those organizations and the right people, not just anybody, but the right people is the biggest thing.
Exactly. And that's all that matters. I want to find the right people. And I want to say, to what you just mentioned, about understanding the solution and understanding the problem. When I first started with PlexTrack and first started with LinkedIn, okay, I turned on LinkedIn and I started growing my network in this community. And the two conversations that are constantly going on are, one, vendors are annoying, and two, we need more entry-level jobs.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
And okay, so those conversations are constant. They never slow down on those. So, in the meantime, I've had quite a few people approach me and ask, "Hey, is PlexTrack hiring?" Because they think that we are a pen test shop organization, and I'm approachable, so they feel like I'll go to her and see if she can help hook me up with any openings. Well, I tell every single one of them, have you thought about have you thought about this? You speak the language, you understand the problem, you understand the solution. You can't get a job doing exactly what it is you want to do right now, but you need to grow your network and you need to build your soft skills. What about taking some of that, some of those abilities and bringing them into a BDR role or something like the role that I'm in, where you can, have a flexible schedule and you're not going to waste people's time because you know what you're talking about. You don't have to go through that learning curve like I did. And, within like a year or two, maybe you've got a few more certs under your belt and you've got a vast network and the job offers start rolling in. What about
Well,
that?
one of the things that people ask all the time is, how do you learn? How do you get yourself to that point where you're knowledgeable? So I'm very curious about how you went from zero to knowing a little more so that you can do your job. What did you do personally to learn?
Primarily, what I did was listening to webinars, following influencers who are putting out content, and walking up to people. I mean, virtually walking up to people and asking them to start a conversation. I would throw something out there. I read some statistic the other day that, um, let me see if I can recall it. I would basically, when I listen to webinars, I will write things down and go and parrot them to other people and say, "Hey, will you talk about this with me?" And I want to see if I can find the one that I did the other day.
But that makes sense because that's one of the ways to learn.
Yeah, and then from other people being willing to engage with me and willing to let me, you know, make naive comments, then we discussed and we've righted, and I walked away from it smarter. So I have been socially learning about cybersecurity, and I have been taking on tidbits that I've, heard other people say and putting them together like a puzzle and forming my own authentic views on the matter. Now, am I technically, or
But there's a lot of roles you don't have to actually be technical. You don't have to
Mhm.
have your hands on keyboard. You have to understand the policy, the procedure, the knowledge behind it, the theory.
Yeah,
So you don't have to necessarily be able to be a pen tester, to
right.
understand pen testing, to understand the needs and the necessity behind it. Talking racist Discord. Yeah, you're not wrong, Leonardo. Hacker Valley Media is another one too. There's quite a few. Raices, Hacker Valley. I'd say mine, but nobody ever talks in there. It's just me. Uh, so there's a few,
He talks to himself
but
there.
I do talk to myself a lot. I got to talk to somebody intelligent. God. But no. But no, it's interesting because I look at it and so many people want to know the technical first, right? How do I subnet a network? How do I break into this computer? How do I crack a password? How do I do all this other stuff? And as much as I hate to admit it, the theory is what will get you started. The
Hmm.
theory behind how passwords are developed, how the encryption is, how the hashing is, and all this other stuff. Things that a lot of people don't realize. How networking works. Before you can subnet, what is a network? How do these devices talk? How do you do all these things? So from your standpoint in sales and pen testing and FlexTrack and purple teaming and what they do, you don't have to be hands-on and be able to do the job necessarily without FlexTrack to know how to sell FlexTrack if you have the capability to speak on it and speak on it knowledgeably
And
and
I'm
speak on
definitely
what they're
still,
doing.
I'm definitely still working up to that. I mean, probably where I am in my development at this stage is still just learning who does what on the team and who would most likely have this particular use case. And, not to go to the wrong person and pitch the wrong use case. Um, but ultimately, my goal is to learn how to, yes, not ever have to pitch anything. Okay. My goal is to be able to start a conversation with someone and, you know, discuss workflows, discuss, um, strengths and weaknesses, and and observe and
Lauren,
assess.
that's your boy that was just on the screen you weren't looking at, just so you know.
What's that?
That's your teammate right there.
Oh, is that Josh?
I believe so.
Um,
Don't dox people.
Hey, Josh. But yeah, that's my goal.
He said no. He said it's not Josh. He said no. So it ain't Josh. It's someone else from your team or your company. But no, and it makes sense. There's so much else out there. There's so much that beyond sales, though, again, it comes down to the knowledge base, not just within your inter-organ. Gary, CSM extraordinaire is what he said.
He misspelled it, but that's okay. I'll let him.
I understood what he was saying.
Gary's from the other side of the house, so we have actually never spoken before.
He still loves you.
Well, let me introduce you.
So no, I look at it and I'm just like, you don't have to know all. I mean, it helps with what you're doing to know the team, the organization, what everybody's doing. But looking at this from your end of the house, right, where you need to be able to reach customers, knowing again, we get back to this: the product, the technology, the capability, the terminology that goes into everything that's being done goes a lot further. Because yes, you may struggle at times to find someone internal to speak to or to send it off to, but externally finding the right people that you need to work with. Mm-hmm. That is what takes a while to master. Mm-hmm. And by you learning the terminology, by you understanding more and more about cybersecurity is what's going to get you down that path. And that's the big thing is understanding, okay, this is a pen test. This is purple team. This is what we're looking for. This is vulnerabilities. This is remediation. These different terms and how they correlate, how they work together, and how they can work with a product is what's going to allow you to talk to somebody else and be like, hey, look, I know you have this problem, and we can fix it. And it's like, how? Well, because all this shit you've been bitching about on LinkedIn for the past 6 months, we solved that problem for you because you actually understand what they're talking about at that point. When you don't understand the terminology, it makes it really hard to find those people. So by you taking that effort, that extra step goes a long way. Now, with that, I keep saying this, Lauren, playlist.
Yes.
What is your cybersecurity playlist?
So I've already given you Waiting for Wednesday. And let's see. Okay, so when we got to X, I actually collaborated with another person, Parker Brissett, on a rap. And we actually wrote a rap song about exploits.
I'm so scared. So scared.
So then when we got to Talent Gap, that song was I Believe the Children Are Our Future by Whitney Houston.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That one makes sense.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
I'm scared about a rap that you and someone else came up with. I ain't gonna lie, that one kind of worries me. I'm kind of scared.
Okay, we're being asked to listen to some of these.
Oh shit, Leonardo, you did not. No, Leonardo.
Oh wait, you know what? The best playlist came from Remediation. That's the best one. A lot of songs came from Remediation. Let me get that playlist. And don't ask me why, okay? When I got to Remediation, that song, that word really got me. It was an emotional song for me.
Oh, goodness.
And that is an emotional word for me. And the songs that came to me on Remediation were, the first one that came to me was One Headlight by the Wallflowers. Does anyone know that song?
No, but the fact that you got emotional scares me.
I did.
On Remediation.
And hold on a second. I have like a bunch of songs for R, because when I got to Remediation, I actually took requests from the comments and a few other people contributed songs. And so another song that came through for remediation was Rivers of Babylon by Sublime.
Really?
Yeah.
I quit this job.
I know that
I'm
one.
out. I'm at a loss, Lauren. I'm
Not
at
a
a
good
loss.
one.
I'm just at a loss that you came up with all these songs for simple cybersecurity words, and that you developed your own rap with somebody else.
Yeah, we wrote a rap. So okay, and then another one that came up for remediation was "Respect" by Aretha Franklin.
RESPECT.
So,
Oh, you got one song.
So and the whole idea of the remediation playlist was like, okay, people, let's think about, the people who are stuck working all weekend on remediations. They can't even, go to the 4th of July picnic or whatever was going on that weekend because they're stuck working on remediations all weekend. And yeah, as I was going through this project and writing these journal entries on all of these words I was learning, I started getting imaginative. I started getting philosophical about things at times. And then I started dedicating songs to incident response teams and and then by the time I got to Z, the last song on my playlist was Eclipse by Pink Floyd. I mean, I had gone to the dark side by then.
Can't blame me for that one.
Yeah.
That one kind of
makes sense. I had gone to the dark side by the time I got to 0 Day. And in a nutshell, that is the playlist. It was just songs that came to me while I was trying to learn how to speak cybersecurity. And that remediation weekend, I mean, I got to where I would wake up every day and I'd start blaring those songs on YouTube every day in my house. I mean, I was feeling it.
I've never related any cybersecurity terminology to songs. Just gonna throw that out there. That's a new one for me. So look, hey, anybody listening, if you have songs that match any cybersecurity terms, please put it in the comments. Please send me a tweet or a message or a LinkedIn post, please. I beg of you. I would love to hear all of these. So anybody watching after the fact, actually, if you're watching now, please, when this is over, put them in the comments. I'd love for others to watch them or know what they are. But that's your cybersecurity playlist for kind of like as you were learning terminology. Now, beyond webinars, are there any podcasts or shows or anything like that you specifically watch for learning and growing in what you're trying to do?
I like the CISO Diaries with it's Leah. I can't remember her last name. I like the CISO Diaries. That was one of the first ones that I found. And then of course I like the Alan Alford Cyber Ranch.
Hacker Valley Studios. Yeah, Cyber Ranch is good actually. I like that one.
Yeah, that one is really good. I think as far as interviews go, he is like I don't want to say he's like the Howard Stern of cybersecurity, but he does a great job. That's reserved for you.
Because I don't give a fuck. I say whatever I want, so I really don't give a fuck.
But he does a really good job at just letting the guest just kind of like riff and freestyle, and he does have some very powerful speakers on there who I've learned a lot from. And in fact, I will listen to their speaking, and I know they're not targeting it at me, but I'm, commenting on it and dropping quotes in the comments. And I don't know if that's good etiquette for
But what you're gonna come to understand is anybody who does a podcast, a show, anything like that, whether it's a comment on the YouTube channel or a LinkedIn post or the podcast itself, if you're commenting on a rating, it all goes far. It all helps them because it, A, lets people know that you're actually listening and watching, and B, gets it out to others. So anything, any show or channel you watch, please comment, like, subscribe, throw out a share, whatever, because it helps them. And because if it's helpful to you, it may be helpful to somebody else. And that's always been the big thing about me, is helping others. And so if you see something that helps you, don't just like something, share it, send it to other people. Like, hey, you need to watch this. I actually did that with Hacker Valley. They did a Hacker Valley Studio podcast on a podcast host, somebody that had been doing podcasts. We're not talking blue team right now, Eric. We'll get to you. Davin Jackson interviewed you, but they did
And
one.
ITSP magazine, they interviewed me as well.
Same here. I was on Philip Wiley's show. Don't get it twisted. The only one I haven't been on is Davin. Well, I haven't been on Davin's blue team. I was on his other one. But
you suck.
But knowing that, like, that's how you help others, right? Is you share the content. And I don't mean share a post on LinkedIn or anything like that. Actually share the video. Always ask questions. Odds are someone else wants to know and is scared to ask. So true, Dev Nolzen. That is so true. Because so many people are afraid to ask questions. So afraid. So if it's a comment on a post, if it's a comment on a video, if it's just reaching out and ask someone a question about something, please ask questions. Honestly, most of us that have been in cybersecurity long enough want you to ask questions. We want you to reach out and be like, hey, I don't understand this. Can you explain? I might not be able to explain it, but I'll give you a link or a person that can. So I'll either send you somewhere or give you to someone and be like, hey, let me reach out to this person, see if they got the bandwidth to handle it. So yeah, questions, please, please, please ask. Always. Always ask. So beyond those two, Lauren, any other learning platforms or content that you listen to kind of help you in your journey?
Well, I definitely listen to like the sales and business development gurus that are out there who, you know, we've got to sharpen these skills as well. I mean, I've had some epic fails out there trying to connect with people, and you know, when that happens, you have to invest. You have to continue investing in yourself. You have to continue trying to build your skill and find out, okay, what can I do differently? And there's a whole lot of thought leaders out there on it who are saying, look, this is how to market your product without making enemies. And yeah, that's definitely something that I don't want to ever do. So
don't email me or don't give me a LinkedIn message where you say hi and then the next thing is a sales pitch.
Yeah.
That immediately gets ignored and deleted. Same with the regular email. Hey, I reached out to you on LinkedIn and you didn't answer, so I'm trying to reach you about this. No, that immediately gets ignored and deleted. Just saying. If you want to contact me, build a rapport. Lauren, you've done a great job of that. Kudos. Hence the reason you're on the show right now, because we've developed that rapport and it works out great for both of us. But yeah, don't ever cold sell somebody on LinkedIn. Most of us in security literally ignore it.
Yeah. And you know, when I was a complete newbie, I may have done that some, but you know what? That's the thing. I was learning, and I didn't have a background in cybersecurity. I didn't have a background in sales. You know, of course, my coach and my trainers at PlexTrack told me not to do it. But then when you get set free out on your own to do stuff and, you know, go out there and start trying to prospect and source, you still have to stumble. You still have to learn the hard way some things. And I definitely did that. But as time went by and as my vocabulary grew and my network grew and my confidence grew, I began to relate a whole lot more authentically in my outreach. And now it's like, you know, when I write an email to somebody, I mean, I really do put like a lot of thought into it. I really do put a lot of craft work into it. I try to flex those vocabulary muscles.
But it's also more personal because you're
Mhm.
actually trying to get to know the org and the person.
Yeah.
And that's where the kicker comes in. Again, in this field, we're so used to spam and phishing and people just trying to get information that if you just cold sell someone, if you just send them an email saying, hey, I offer this product, probably going to ignore you because it means it came from a mass email that you really don't care about my organization. You just got my email off of some list.
No.
Whereas,
and that's not the way it works, really. I mean, we don't buy lists of people. You know, a real BDR, what we do is we really research the internet. You know, we really research the company website. We research all the employees. We really do try to go in there and make sure that we're making the right contact with the right people. And so each one of the leads that we have has sweat equity in it already.
so for those that don't know, what's BDR?
A business development representative.
So your job is to develop those relationships and connect the company to a client.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. So basically it goes down into, I made a flow chart, so I'm just going to kind of cheat for a minute. It goes down into six steps, my job. So the first thing I do is I search for the person. Okay. And then I have to search through, 20, 25 people to find my diamond, right? Well, I found them. So second, my job is to build a relationship with that person and build it to the point to where that person feels comfortable consulting with me about their workflows. At that point, if they're consulting with me, I don't expect them, this technical person who has all these skills and all this education that I just started learning 6 months ago, I'm not selling them anything. But now we've made this connection. It's on them now to research FlexTrack and decide for themselves if it's a solution for them, because I'm not selling them anything. I'm just trying to lead them to the website, right? So if they can determine then that FlexTrack can potentially save them time and money, then okay, let's schedule a demo.
And that's the legitimacy behind how it always should go.
Yeah.
At this point, those of us in security, those of us in IT have been around long enough. I don't need a cold email to know who you are.
Yeah, no.
I need you to reach out and connect and develop that rapport on a personal level so that I want to reach out to you, so that I want to see what you have going on. And I'm going to know if you're in sales.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dead giveaway. I know anybody in sales. More than likely because I've researched the company and know their salespeople. That's how I am. And that's how we also develop blacklists and how we block people and block emails coming in. It's because if I know this salesperson, I don't want a direct email from them. I want them to reach out to me first and develop that rapport. And so if you're not willing to do that, I'm going to block you. Every email you send me is either getting quarantined or sent to the trash.
Yeah.
So again, that is where developing the terminology and the learning concepts and the ability to understand the product, and not just the product, but how it operates in some sense, in an overarching kind of like 1,000-foot view of what is going on and what its purpose is. That's where the benefit comes in. And so understanding pen testing. What is a pen test? What is, reporting on it? How are these pain points for organizations? Being able to speak to that goes further than just, hey, I see you work in consulting. Let me just sell you this shit down your throat. And meanwhile, it's an organization that doesn't even do pen tests. They honestly don't even give a damn. You just see consulting and you're just like, here you go.
I get
That-
10 emails like that a day because of Rises, our foundation. And they see that it's a cyber foundation and they target me.
Yeah.
And it's things that we don't even do. It's like, go away.
Does it come from a human individual, or does it come from because we can handle it. If you say to us, hey, we don't appreciate the thought, but we don't do that here, that is totally an acceptable response. And you weren't my diamond, but you'll be someone else's one day.
But that comes down to you doing your research, and 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
you're not going to reach out to Eric because that's not what his organization does. Just like I have CyberWarriorStudios and it's content creation. I got people reaching out to me like, hey, can I give you more clients? For what? Well, this company you own. Did you Google it? Do you know what I do?
Yeah.
I deal in content creators. I create videos. Oh, well, we can help you. No, you can't. You really can't. And so the fact that you go above and beyond to do your research and figure out the needs of companies and organizations just speaks to you and what you're trying to bring to the table. It's not something everybody does. There's some good ones out there. Like I said, Carolina does a great job. I've met some others. Logarithm has a bunch of people that do a great job. Mike DeGlesh is somebody that I think very highly of, who's been doing great things for Logarithm. But that doesn't mean everybody. There's so many cold sales that are just blasts of emails. Hey, we got this entire email list. Send them all the same email. Just change the name on it. Okay, here you go. And that's what we just look at and go, screw you.
Yeah, it's man, it really is frowned upon on so many different levels, and there are so many ways that it can go off track. But just to get back on what you said earlier, if you understand the solution and you understand the problem, the job of being a matchmaker can be a fun job, and you can have a lot of fun with it. And that's what I've been trying to do. I found you in Sales Navigator, and I saw that you're a consultant, and I saw that you're also a cyber warrior. I sent you one email, but then I saw what you were doing on Cyber Warrior, and then we had that little connection. And then I was like, well, I probably better not send him any more emails, because now we got something else going on.
Yeah. I don't even know if I saw that email, and if I saw it, I probably deleted it. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to burn your friends and your network and your contacts. You definitely don't want to, because like when I do posts on LinkedIn and I'm looking for engagement, those people who support my content, and I don't turn around and prospect them. Right. Because I don't want to scare my supporters away. I'm trying to get my content seen, and these people are supporting me. So even though they are my ideal client prospect, I can't turn around. I can't bait and switch them, and be like, you supported my content. Now, can I start emailing you? Because that's not a good way to grow my brand.
Yeah, definitely. And I had someone that I've known for a while. We were talking, and we're not going to get into the situation, but it was like, oh yeah, I seen great things you're doing, this, that, the third. Hey, by the way, I have this product that we are now selling. Are you going to try to use something that was a burned bridge? I burned it a long time ago, and try to sell me something now? Like, I burned that on purpose. I want nothing to do with you. And now out of the clear blue, you're going to message me and be like, hey, you're doing so many great things, even though, we had these issues. by the way, I'm going to try to sell you this. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought it for you even if we were on good terms because you tried to abuse that relationship, let alone the fact that I
I'd
can
like
give
to
two shits
talk
about
to you about your extended warranty, though.
Hey. So, I
But
don't
Derek,
have a car.
but Derek, seriously though, was that person a rookie? Were they a rookie at sales? Because,
Nope. They were a senior sales engineer for one of the companies I used to work for.
okay, because if
And now they're
someone's
a
a
director of sales.
rookie, lifelong learners, it's a lot of people put that on their resume that they're a lifelong learner, and it's a cute little buzzword. But,
Lauren,
if
we
you
will
catch,
talk. We will talk after the show because I
uh-huh.
don't want to put anyone on blast. We'll talk after the show about how things went down, and I'll explain it to you.
Okay.
Because
Um,
it gets entertaining. It's just not for public air on how this all went down.
okay.
But yeah, so my extended warranty is up. Apparently, I got to go call somebody. No, so true story. All right, so I know this show is supposed to be a playlist, and Lauren had her different idea of playlist. I had a different idea of playlist. Somehow I got confused. Either way, it's a great conversation. But on that note, I do want to mention something that was hilarious that happened to me yesterday or today. So I get a phone call, and it said, and I love scammers. Scammers are the best. They're so much fun to mess with. I get a call, my cell phone rings, and on the caller ID, it said Jennifer White. I don't know who this is. Never heard of him before in my life. Let me answer the call. Hello. Hey, this is Charlotte. Really? Because on my phone it says Jennifer White. Click. Beep. Guess they didn't want to talk to me when I realized that I wasn't talking to the person of the number they were scamming. So I deal with that a lot, and it's always hilarious. I love scammers. They're so much fun. I don't know if you've had those calls, Lauren, but scammers are a blast to deal with.
I had a scammer call. It's been years since I actually had a scammer phone call, but I definitely get scammer text messages and emails all the time.
The
And
phone calls are the best.
but I hadn't gotten a call in a very long time. And I mean, I actually don't really answer my phone very much.
No. You got to answer it. You got to get the scam calls. You got to press 1 to be connected. And then you can laugh in their face when they say it's a social security agent. You have to do it.
So,
and then you get hung up on.
So are you saying that, like when I'm doing my cold calls and I'm calling to cybersecurity people, most of the time they never answer their phone, right?
Uh-huh.
But are you saying the ones that do are actually hoping that I'm a scammer and they're going to get to, okay.
Yeah, when I answer a phone, it is specifically because I want the robo dialer and I want to be able to push the 1 button and see if they actually talk to me. I was really looking forward to one. I think it was today. And they said something. I forget what it was. But I pressed 1. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. 1. Beep. Hey, we are connecting you to so-and-so. Okay, cool. Click. Beep. Hung up. Shit. I was really hoping to have fun. It turns out the scammer you use Linux. Yes. Or Windows 98. Actually, I had a buddy today told me to set up a Windows 98 box and use that. I thought that would have been great too. And then we got Dev Null Zen. Oh no, our CEO is in a meeting and needs some gift cards. Yeah, that's usually a good one. That's just look, Lauren, start answering those text messages from your CEO. Those would be some good ones. You'll get some fun conversations out of those. I actually read an entire thread today.
Yeah, I've gotten a few like weird texts on WhatsApp lately, which I don't check into very often at all, but I haven't replied to any of them. But I mean that could be a web like a happy hour episode all in itself, is just like replying to scammers.
I get so makeshift on Twitter shared a post today. I actually got to go back into my notifications now and get the woman that shared the thread. She had one that was running and it ran for 2 whole days of her messaging this person who wanted iTunes gift cards or Apple gift cards. Not iTunes, Apple. But she kept messing with them and it literally lasted 2 whole days. It was great. James Driscoll, woohoo, Dancing Granny. Look, I know y'all love Dancing Granny. I can't even be mad. It's Dancing Granny. I can't even. Look, if you're listening to this on audio podcast, I say this almost every week, you're truly missing out. It's best live and in person. You need to send some messages. There are YouTube and Twitch streamers that do nothing but scammers. Oh, hold up. Let me put this up here. This is so true. The best is there is a gentleman, and I've got to find the YouTube channel that does it. He not only scams scammers, he legitimately reverse hacks them and is in their computers downloading their files as they're trying to scam him. It is hilarious. And then he has them on the phone and they get all worried. Like, he's in our computer. Shut it down. Shut it down. Oh my God, it's great.
On
I
camera.
gotta get the YouTube channel. It is so funny.
Yeah.
Scam Baiter, Kit Boga. There's a few of them, but oh man, the things they do. So yeah, scammers are fun to go after. I just like answering the phone. I've been called a bitch before for laughing as apparently a social security officer was supposed to talk to me.
We
And
do
I
that
was laughing.
every Friday. We call you that every Friday.
You do not do that on air. That's after the fact. Come on. God. They don't know that. But Lauren, so if you were to recommend, so we're coming at 7:56, we're coming up to the top of the hour. If you were to recommend, let's say, 3 channels, 2 for cybersecurity, 1 for sales, what would you recommend? It could be YouTube, podcast, whatever. 3 channel shows, whatever. 2 for cyber and 1 for sales.
Hang on a second. I just found a new one the other day that was really good. Can I look it up really quick?
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, Griffin Infosec. So he said it here. This is the one I used to watch. Or I was watching Scammer Payback. Oh my God, is it hilarious? I will tweet the actual YouTube channel. So if you're following me on Twitter, which is below down here, it's been running in the banner for quite some time. Follow me on Twitter. I'll send it out there, send it out a few other places. It's so fucking hilarious.
So I like this one, and I came across it recently. It's called Tattoos, Code, and Data Flows.
You got to send that to me. I haven't heard of that.
And it's pretty new, but it has some really good guests on there, and they're very smart, and I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning the entire time I'm listening. Now, don't ask me to repeat any of what I heard.
No, you don't learn the entire time here. I would be mad, except for the entire time on the show is not all learning. Some of it's just bullshit and rambling.
But yeah, Tattoos, Code, and Data Flows. That's my new one that I just started. And then my original favorite is going to be the CISO Diaries, because it's hosted by 2 women, and they're just really great at keeping the conversation going, and they ask all the questions that I'm thinking. I'll be like, well, somebody will say something, and I'll be thinking like, oh, well, what about this? And then they'll ask the question exactly as I would have. So I really relate to them. And
now give me 1 sales podcast or YouTube channel.
We really like this guy called Jason Bay. He is a sales influencer who we follow on my team, who just, helps us to clean up our messaging and, try to gently educate politely without pitching.
And it's the thing, avoiding the upsell. Well, avoiding making it seem like you're upselling.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't do that.
Well, I mean, I've seen your product. There's really not much to upsell. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's, either, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and it's a very small segment of the market that it's going to appeal to. When I first started, I thought that I was going to show up to the gym wearing my Flex Track shirt.
I just got told I'm wrong. Look, I love your product, but it is very much You either buy it or you don't. Yeah, that's what the upsell is. Look, I have a feeling what the upsell is. I'm just not going to discuss that on the air. Okay, homie? I'm trying to look out for you. God.
Professional services.
Trying to help you out here. Jeez.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't talk technical about anything. I just try to start conversations with people and send them to our
Which
website.
you've been very good at. I ain't even gonna lie. I will say kudos. You've done your job well for what you're trying to do. I do hope that you delve further and further into the security side of things. And the more you learn, the more you know, the more you grow. Because I think it'll help you even more.
Yeah.
So the more you learn, just keep going with it. Sales is a very special breed of security people because you have to have social skills that so many of us don't have, especially me. I'm not a salesperson. I'm an asshole. I'm not a salesperson at all.
But we need more technical people to cross the bridge into sales so that we can find that happy medium for this particular market.
Which is true. You do need a lot more technical people because it does become difficult. So you need to find those that are more extroverted and socially conscious than I am. I'm not. I'm an asshole. I said that. I'm an asshole. I have no shame. I will outright tell you, you're fucked. Go get your shit fixed. Oh, hey, we can fix it for you. Yeah, that doesn't play well with companies. So, all right. Well, we're at the top of the hour. Look, Lauren, it's been a pleasure having you on here. It's been great talking to you. We've been doing amazing things. I would love for you to give some final parting words before Eric does, because you're better than Eric because you're the guest.
I guess my final parting words are, if your phone rings or if you get an email and you see somebody putting their whole self into it and it's just not your cup of tea, just let them know. And it's no harm, no foul. Part as friends.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And that's the big thing is communication. So
Yeah.
even if you don't need something, please reach out. Let them know, hey, I do not need this product. I have no reason for this product, or I'm just not interested. Whatever the case may be, there's just no reason for it. To develop a bad energy or a bad rapport is not always necessary. You can just respond and say, I'm not interested. Which, Lauren, thank you for that little tidbit because I'll try to do that in the future. Although half the emails I get are not personal or not energy. It's just, hey, want to buy this? No, I don't. No. So if I get ones that are more personal, then yes, I will definitely take that advice. Eric, before we go, please let us know what's going on, man.
Oh, we've got lots of stuff coming up this week. So I'm going to ask everybody that's watching or that is watching the repeat here to follow us on Raices Cyber Org on Twitter. We have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of things to announce this week, a lot of things for DEF CON and also for the U.S. Cyber Games and the Cyber Games at the Luxor. During in Las Vegas, we're going to be fielding a team here soon. So a lot of big announcements here in the next couple days and weeks. So please follow us on Twitter at Raices Cyber Org. It's going to be a packed full final 8 weeks of the summer. I'll see you guys all in summer at Hacker Summer Camp. That's going to be amazing. So it's going to be great. So please follow us. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And back to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an amazing week. Look, hey, I put a tweet out earlier this week. If you are trying to get tickets to Black Hat, please, I am giving some away from the Diana Initiative and Black Hat events. I was going to do that today, but I'm looking for more people to get in on it. And so no, it was Black Hat. Don't say DEF CON. Mine are Black Hat. Black Hat events. Black Hat. So I was told. Don't lie to me, homie. My tweet says Black Hat. Go ahead and find it. Black Hat. So, either way, whether it's DEF CON or Black Hat, I do have a tweet out there. Please go back, take a look. If you retweet it and share it and are following Diana Initiative and myself, you have a chance to win as long as you're a veteran. Otherwise, it has been an amazing episode. Actually, next week, I don't often have next week's guest already planned, but this week I do. We have 3Q. We have Occupy the Web, author of Linux Basics for Hackers, coming on next week. It's going to be an amazing episode. We're going to be talking Linux and Linux Basics. It's going to be an amazing, amazing show. So please, I beg of you, not only share this episode, share every episode, but tune in live next week. It's going to be great because a lot of people know that book and know the person behind it. So it's going to be an amazing episode to have. Lauren, as always, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me and Eric. It's been a pleasure having you here. It's been an amazing episode. So truly, thank you. Otherwise, look, this is CyberWarriorStudios presents Security Happy Hour. I am the Cyber Warrior. We have the Cyber Papa down below me, or El Senor Jefe de Seguridad. I can't pronounce that last word, so screw it.
Seguridad.
Either way, if you're listening on podcast, please make sure you tune in live on YouTube whenever you get the chance. Otherwise, take care, have a good one, and I will catch you all in the next one.